It's so floppy. Honestly, you guys in America, you're doing something right with your books because they are the floppiest flop. I love it. Hello my loves and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly vlog and I'm so excited for the ebook I'm going to read. I'm going to start it tomorrow. I've decided that this is what I'm doing. I don't know the title of it though. And I don't know where my phone is. I came home from work, put it down, got changed, and I couldn't tell you where it is. It's not in my room, so I'm assuming I've left it downstairs somewhere, but where is a good question. So I don't know the title, but there will be a picture here. And this is the third book in Carissa Broadbent's fantasy series, starting with Daughter of No Worlds. I read Children of Fallen Gods last week and the plot twist kept on coming, so now I need to read the third book. I need to know what's happening. We can't leave it there with my characters, like we just can't do that. We have three perspectives going. We have the first perspective, Tisana. She is someone that has escaped slavery, has gone to this place called Ara, hoping that they would rise up and fight for her people, freeing them from the slavers. Unfortunately, when she gets there, they're like, no, you need to prove yourself to us, and sets about these series of trials that she has to overcome. Roll in the second perspective, which is Max. He is someone that used to work for the army of this place and has gone, you know what, nope, I'm out, I'm not dealing with this anymore, until he decides that, you know what, fine, I'm going to help Tisana, I will help her get through these trials, and of course things spiral out of control. There is wars going on, there is all sorts. Then in the second book you get a third perspective, and it's of Fae, because there are Fae in this world, and I loved seeing how that third perspective all tied together, because for about 3/4 of the second book it doesn't really tie together. You're just getting this separate storyline, still really interesting, and there's a few little things that are dropped here and there to give you ideas of what's gonna come, and then bam, the plot twist. It was amazing, I loved it, and then it didn't stop. The very end of this book was high energy, high stake, nothing is going right for our characters. I need to know. I need to know that they're going to make it through this and that they're going to be okay. It is also a bit of a romance story in there as well. Honestly, this book is so well written. I am loving it. I want to get physical copies. I'm reading it on Kindle Unlimited. This is independently published. It's fantastic. More people need to read it. I know there's been a lot of hype about her fantasy romance series, which starts with Serpent and the Wings of Night. I haven't read that one. I'm going to, but I want to finish this series first. But please get on this series as well. It's so good. Highly recommend. So yeah, I'm going to be 100% reading that. However, for the rest of this week, I want a physical book for when I'm at home after work to chill out in the evenings, and I'm thinking, okay, definitely, probably, going with Ocean's Echo, and this is by Evrina Maxwell. This is the pick that you all chose for the month, so thank you so much. And this is a sci-fi romance, and I'm so excited. I'm so in the mood for this. I am also in the mood for a classic book, and I do have a classic book which again you all voted for, so I might try and squeeze that one in as well. We're gonna see, but I think my main priority is finishing the Carissa Broadbent series because it's Chef's Kiss amazing, and also reading this. This is a standalone. There is another book in this world called Winter's Orbit, but they are separate standalones, so you can read them at different times. This is the second book, but because they're standalone set in the same world, doesn't matter what order you read them in, as far as I'm aware. So I would definitely be giving this one a try, and if I enjoyed it, I will pick up Winter's Orbit. Really excited for this one. So that's what this week's going to be. We're going to be finishing a series, reading some sci-fi romance. Honestly, two things that are not me. We do not finish series on this channel. We start series. I'm in the middle of so many series, it's ridiculous. We don't finish them. Who is she? Who am I for doing this? Like, I am impressed. And also, I don't read sci-fi. I do want to read more. I've read a couple of YA sci-fis, and I mean literally a couple, two, and I've enjoyed those. So I would love to read more. I've tried here and there, but just never could get on with it. So I'm hoping that because it's a sci-fi romance, I'm really going to enjoy it, which will then build me up to the full sci-fi book that I have on my shelves, which is Gideon the Nymph, and that book is intimidating because it's complicated from what I've heard. So I'm going to build up to that one slowly. Pushing the boundaries, doing things I don't normally do, that's amazing, but for now I need to walk the dog, go have a bath, walk the dog first, I think, then have a bath and just relax and get rid of some of this chaotic energy, which I don't know why I have this chaotic energy. I've been on an early shift. I should have no energy, but that's not where we're at. Probably all the sweets. I did get a pick and mix while I was at work. And some lemonade, so sugar. That will do that to you. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining. And oh, let me know, actually, random question for this week. What is your favourite pick and mix sweet? Or do you not like sweets? The very next day, I have a headphone in. I always find it weird when I'm talking with a headphone in. Not the point. Point is, we have some reading updates and oh my gosh, I am loving the ebook. So it is Mother of Death and Dawn and it's so good. It's so good. Even right off from the beginning, it's just been like a non-stop. It's so good. I'm loving this book. And I know that's all I've said, but I did give you an overview of what this series is about. And obviously I can't go into detail about the third book. Enough to say that we have our three main characters. We're having this massive war that is honestly going mad because of some really stupid decisions that people have made. And it's so good. I'm loving it. So yeah. That is what's happening. We're realising that there's this one thing that everyone's after to be like, well, we are the only ones that can be trusted with this sort of power. And of course, because we're seeing the different perspectives, you're seeing both sides claim that exact thing. And it really does show you the futility of war and how pointless it is. And it really is just two people with opposing views going, no, we're the better ones. And when actually you're looking at it and you're just like, you're both awful. You're both awful people. You've both done awful things. You're not better than each other. We just need to like stop this. So yeah, really enjoying it. So much fun. And then I have started Ocean's Echo. I'll be honest, I didn't read a lot of this. I really wanted to read loads and make really good progress, but I was so tired. It did not happen at all. I was so worn out. So I'd taken the dog out for a walk, I then had some leftover food that I'd cooked from the other day and yeah, collapsed. I had my bath, I did some washing, I did all these other bits and then I was like, you know what, 8 o'clock rolled around and I'm like, okay, we're gonna read for an hour. It took me 40 minutes to get to where I got to and where I got to was only chapter 3. So it took me 40 minutes to read 22 pages and I was just like, too tired. Not because it's bad. I'm actually really interested. I actually think these first 22 pages have been an interesting insight to this world. So we're following our main character. His name is Tennel. Why did I feel like I couldn't pronounce that? Don't know. But Tennel. And he is a reader. Now readers are people that are able to read other people's emotions, and depending on how good your powers are depend on how much emotional output from the other person that you can understand. So it could just be a surface level, kind of what you'd pick up from people's tone of voice and body language anyway, or it could be a little bit more. I have a feeling that those that really are very, very good can read other people's minds, like what's at the forefront of their mind or something. It's not been explained a lot, we just know that readers are bad. For some reason, they're illegal. It's not allowed. But there's another type of people and they're called architects and their power is to get people to do things, which I'm like, that's not any better than being a reader, in my opinion. Being able to force someone to do something just because you've suggested it. How is that any better? I don't understand, but it is very interesting. The difference, I suppose, but the thing, right, so I was going to say the difference is that a reader, you can't tell, but you can tell because when they focus and like try and read like your mind, you can tell it's happening. And the architect, you can tell when they're trying to make you do something that you don't want to do, but it's hard to say no depending on what like your mental abilities are. So it's a bit interesting concept. Obviously I've only learned the basic because it's just what we've been introduced to, so I'm really intrigued to learn more about that. But Tenel is on the run from the military because he is a reader and he's illegal, so he's got to run. And then at the end of chapter 2 we have the military caught up with him, and that's not a spoiler because it's literally on the back that Tenel is running from the military and then gets caught. So it seems like you can have the telepathic abilities, either being a reader or an architect, but it's how you use them that makes them illegal. But it seems to be only readers have illegal things so far. Obviously that could be explained more, but I am enjoying it. It's fun, really like the writing style, but yeah, I couldn't push through. And then I saw how long the next chapter was, and that chapter is I think 20 pages long, and I was like, you know what, it took me 40 minutes to read 20 pages. Let's not push my luck today. But I am enjoying it, so I would like to continue on with this one today, but I want to do some cooking. I'm going to try out this potato recipe, which I'm very excited for, so obviously I'll film that. And yeah, that is it. I haven't done anything except work, but I'm very much enjoying the ebook. Oh, I didn't say, but I got to, where did I get to on this ebook? I think it's like page 146. Oh, look at me go. Page 146, we're on chapter 19. There is 716 pages, but it's so good. It's so good. I need to get these physically. I need to do it. Anyway, I don't need to keep rambling about that. I'm tired. I'm rambling. I'm gonna go. We're gonna cook, and yeah, I'll catch up with you once I've read a bit more. I really hope I get more of this read because it was a really promising start. So I'm intrigued to see how it's going to continue. It's literally a few hours later. It's 8 o'clock. I am tired as hell. I am in my pajamas. I was literally about to go clean my teeth, take my makeup off and then go to bed because I'm so tired. But I had this turn up and I haven't ordered this, so I figured let's unbox it and then get ready for bed. Also, yes, I've read more of Ocean's Echo. I'm now up to chapter 6. Page 69. Really enjoying this. I'll go into details or when I do a proper catch up, but this is good. It's got some good humour going. Very happy. Let's unbox this. I have no idea what it is, but yeah, let's do this. Can I do the pull tab? No, I can't do the pull tab. Also, I have no idea if this is in focus or not because I don't have my glasses on, so let's hope it is. Okay, what is here? We have some books and a note. Let's do the note first. Naomi. Naomi. She says, happy birthday. Thank you, Naomi. Honestly, girl, you spoil me too much. But let's see. Oh my gosh, look. The Goblin Emperor. This is by Catherine Addison, and this is a book I was so tempted to pick up the other day. Oh my god, thank you so much. So this one is a political fantasy, and that's kind of all I know about it, all I really want to know. Political fantasy is definitely something that I want to read more of. I do tend to really enjoy it, and this one we're following a half goblin son of the emperor and has lived his entire life in exile. So yeah, this is, I'm so intrigued. I believe that somehow he ends up as the emperor and then is having to deal with the fact that he was never trained for it, never had to deal with any of this, and he's now got to deal with everyone else having to deal with it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I was literally thinking about getting this one. This is, yes, thank you. And then there's another one, a hardback, and another note. Enjoy your gift, thank you. And this one is, oh my god, yes. Okay, so we have The Mysterious Case of the Appleton Angels, and this is by Janice Hallett. I'm so intrigued by this one. Christina, we've done quite a few buddy reads and everything together, and she read this one and she said I'd really enjoy this one, so I'm so excited. I believe this one's more like dark academia. Oh, look at the end pages. Oh yes, so everyone knows the sad story of the Appleton Angels, the cult. Oh yeah, it was a cult, not dark academia then. Maybe dark academia? No, definitely cult. I'm tired, okay? You have to give me some credit. But the cult who brainwashed a teenage girl and convinced her that her newborn baby was the Antichrist, believing they had a divine mission to kill the infant, they were only stopped when the girl came to her senses and called the police. The angels committed suicide rather than stand trial. Nearly 2 decades later, we have a true crime writer who is writing a book about the angels, and yeah, oh okay, so I remember this one. This is so exciting. I'm so pleased. So this one is actually like a case. They're going through the case trials and the transcripts of everything that happened, and they're putting it all together, so you're kind of solving it alongside them. So good, so excited. I love the cult vibes. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Honestly, I am so happy with these. I am oh my god. Thank you so much, Naomi. Naomi, you do so much, and honestly, I was having a really crap day. I was feeling so mentally low and just not feeling it, and this is just, thank you so much, Naomi. I might just, thank you. It means the world. So yeah, I truly appreciate you. So thank you so much for making my day a little bit brighter. I'm so happy with this. I want to read them now. I mean, I can't. I'm in the middle of so many books, it's ridiculous. But definitely going to have to pick up these soon. I've already filmed my June TBR because I film it ridiculously early. But I may have to try and squeeze in these because I'm so excited. I'm in such the mood for this sort of book right now. It would just be so good. It says on the front, Agatha Christie for the 21st century. And we all know I love Agatha Christie, so I feel like political fantasy when I'm this tired, it's not going to happen. Let's face it, it's never going to happen. But I have 5 days off coming up soon, so that would have been really good. I'm too behind on my May TBR. Oh, or do I? Anyway, now is not the time. But thank you so much, Naomi. I'm so happy. You really didn't have to, but yeah. You've definitely made my day, if not my week. It's been a rough few days, so thank you. It's been lovely. And with that note, I am going to get ready and go to bed. A very raggedy looking me, but this is after work and I have some editing to do and I really need to get on with that, so this is going to be a quicker update, but haven't updated in a couple of days, it feels like, so wanted to quickly do that. First bit of news is the reading news. So I have made a little bit more progress with the ebook. Haven't actually read much yesterday at all, or today, was it today? I haven't read much today. I read a couple of chapters, so since I've spoken to you, I'm now up to chapter 36, page 244, so I think that's just under 100 pages, which is a bit lower than usual for me because normally I'd read about 100 pages a day of an ebook, but I haven't done that. I am still really enjoying this. There's not been loads that I can talk about in the 100 pages. We've just had our characters starting to come together, or 2 of them coming together, and that's been really heartbreaking. And yeah, I'm so excited to see how things are going to go. So yeah, that's been an interesting development, and I know keeping it vague, but as I said already, this is the 3rd book in a series, so that is all I'm going to be doing. However, as I mentioned when I unboxed the beautiful packages, I have read more of Ocean's Echo, and I've read a bit more since I last spoke about it as well, or since I unboxed. Anyway, I'm up to page 130. I had to stop in the middle of a chapter because, well, working. It was just what I could fit on my lunch break. And now this is fantastic. I'm really enjoying this. We've had a lot of humour in this, which is great. So we've had Tennell meet the lieutenant who's going to try and keep him in control. That's the whole idea. So this is some very dubious morals that are being pushed here on the side of the military, and what is actually legal and what they're doing to Tennell, and the reasons why they're doing it to him and how they're going about it all. But yeah, that's not legal. What he's meant to do is go through this sink. Now sinking, not as in sinking down into something, but SYNC, where you're in sync with someone. So to do that, you have to have an architect and a reader, and what this allows the architect to do is to what they call write, which is where they make someone do something that they want to do, very easy. Like, the reader can't stop them from doing it, because otherwise it's quite hard to write readers unless you're a particularly powerful architect. And so what they've done is they've conscripted this particular architect who is very powerful. He's a level 1 architect, and they've put him on this special mission. They've not given him the details of it. They've just told him, you've got to sync with this reader, and not told him anything about it. He thought that Tennell was a volunteer. When it turns out Tennell's not a volunteer for this, he's like, I'm not doing this because it's not legal, so I'm not happy to do this. But then certain things get said which then make it like, well, kind of have to. So Tennell and the Lieutenant Surrett come to an agreement, and we're just seeing that part of it all, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm actually finding it really interesting. I feel the sci-fi elements of this are being really well explained, which I'm really enjoying, enough that I actually want to explore more of this world. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get Winter's Orbit as well, because this world is intriguing. So we're in space, like we're in different spaceships. So Tennell and Lieutenant Surrett, they're in a spaceship at the minute. They're going to this particular part of the galaxy that is unstable. There's 3 planets. It's also really inclusive. It's such an inclusive book. So this is a gay romance, but beyond that, the way they gender identify is done with different like cufflinks, so you can choose whether you want to have that displayed or not, and different like materials signify whether you what your pronouns are. If you're a stranger, people assume like just to call you they at first because it's polite, until you signify otherwise. It's just a really inclusive society, and I find that really interesting, like the aspects of all of that. I am enjoying this. This is really good, really easy to read as well, and I'm loving this book. It's so good. So yeah, definitely enjoying that, which I'm very pleased with. And I've asked a few people on my Discord channel as well if they've got any other sci-fi recommendations. So if you have any sci-fi recommendations as well, put those in the comments below. I am enjoying this one. It's very good. And then today after work, I did it. I bit the bullet. I picked up Yellowface. And part of me feels like I should have just done this as an ebook, but look at this cover. Just look. And then the end pages? No. The sprayed edges, the typewriter of it all, I really like that. We've got typewriter on the actual end pages, under the dust jacket. That's really cool. And they were also doing it with this bookmark of the eyes, and the bookmark actually says bookmarking for my future novel, which that's a good, I like that. Because this book is about an author who's passed away while writing this novel, and her friend takes credit for this story. It's about the publishing industry, it's about how authors can be treated, the difficulties it can be to get published because, you know, if you're not white and stuff, like how difficult that can be. It's a lot. I don't know the full details, so I'm doing a really bad job of explaining this one, but so many people have been picking it up and loving it, and it's been so talked about, and I'm just like, fine, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. So yeah, I was tempted to either read this on Kindle or wait for it in paperback, because like Babel, I listened to that as an audiobook. I want to get a copy, but I'm happy to wait until it's out in paperback. I liked the concept of it, but I couldn't get on with the characters. This is the thing with Rebecca Kwan, or R.F. Kwan if you know her through the Poppy War and that. Rebecca is a really good author. She is, undoubtedly. I love all of her concepts. My problems are her characters. Her character work I can't get on with. And that's the thing that's frustrating. But I'm going to give it a try. We're going to give it a try. I've tried the Poppy War. I've tried Babel. Babel I preferred. So I'm hoping Yellowface is going to be the one where I go, yes, this was freaking amazing. This is the hope. So yes, I finally did it. I have done it. We're going to give it a try. Very, very excited. Right, but as I said, that's it for the update. I need to get some editing done because I am so behind, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna get on with that, actually focus on some editing. I'm also deciding what I'm gonna do with this vlog because it's Comic-Con weekend at the end of this week. Obviously because it's the weekend. So I need to decide if I'm gonna finish this vlog before then and then maybe do like a separate little mini vlog around Comic-Con, because it won't be too much about what I'm reading. It's mainly going to be B-roll of what I'm seeing and doing there, or whether I'm just going to include it at the end of this vlog. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. I think it will probably be based on how much footage I have. Editing Kirsten will put in here whether we've done something with that or whether we're just going to keep it at the end. Though you probably would have guessed that from the title of this video, if it's in here, if that makes sense. But to do that, and to make it so that I can go and enjoy it, I need to get loads of editing done. Let's crack on and get this editing done, and I will catch up with you in a few days. And honestly, Ocean's Echo. Honestly, I am reading 3 books at the minute. One book I have not spoken to you about because it's in a separate video and I am loving it so goddamn much. It's so good. So at the minute I have 3 books which I'm really, really enjoying and I feel so happy about this. But yes, anyway, enough of the chit chat. I need to get to editing, as I've said, and you're not stopping me. It's all me, but I'm gonna go. Good morning. I have spent this morning straightening my hair and it took honestly not as long as I thought it was going to be. It was under an hour, which was quite good. This is all in preparation for tomorrow's cosplay. Now with regards to Comic-Con, I did put a poll up on my community tab asking if you'd like it to be part of a weekly vlog or a separate weekend vlog. The vast majority of you have voted for the separate weekend vlog, so I'm not going to talk much more about it here. I will be wrapping up this vlog after the weekend, so I'll probably do a brief mention then, but that's it. So if you want to see what I'm doing the cosplay as and all of that, that will be in that weekend vlog, which will probably be up after this video. But yes, let's get into the reading news. I have almost finished Ocean's Echo and I'm really enjoying this. So if I'm correct in calling this a space opera, don't quote me on this because I'm not a sci-fi girly. I think that is basically a sci-fi version of fantasy when you're having all the political drama of like political alliances and things going wrong. There's loads of drama and stuff going on. I think that's what a space opera is. It's just a sci-fi version, which if that's right, then yes, I love space opera. It's so much fun, so dramatic, so political. There is a lot of stuff going on and I'm really enjoying seeing how our 2 main characters are just getting tangled up in this mess. I'm loving seeing the character growth, the relationship development. The relationship is more of a subplot in this, but I don't mind that because you're getting a lot of like longing and pining after one another. They're also having to deal with the fact that every single day they're dealing with a lot of drama, a lot of high stakes, and so all of that kind of over overshadows their romance, but I'm enjoying that. I think it's a really good balance. I'm also really enjoying the elements of the telekinetic powers that are in this, how it's all being influenced and done, the fact that it all started off as like a scientific experiment and learning about all of that. It is really intriguing. I really want to know more about this. I was going to say world, but it's universe. I love how that's been explored, and I really like the way it's explained. It's definitely something that I can understand going into sci-fi, having only really enjoyed YA sci-fi. I feel like this is either a good bridge between YA and adult sci-fi, or even a good bridge between fantasy and sci-fi. If you like politics in your book, I feel like this is a good one to try. I've only got 140 pages left to go. I'm on chapter 26, page 326, and I have a feeling I'm going to finish this today. That is the plan of what I would like to do. Fingers crossed I can get that done. The ebook that I was reading was Mother of Death and Dawn. I'm now on page 377, so I'm about halfway through. I feel like my love for it, it's there, but it's definitely less. Like, I haven't connected to this book as much as the second book. I feel like the second book for me was just brilliant, fantastic. The first book was a great setup. The second book was really exploring everything. Things were getting developed. The plot twists and everything were just perfect. This book, I feel like it's a bit drawn out, which is understandable because we're going through a lot of character growth because of all the twists and turns that the second book had. This one's now explaining it all. You're seeing how it all impacts everything. But I'm definitely finding it a bit more slower to get into, and some of the things that have happened, I'm now thinking, well, yes, we've got some like loose threads to tie up, but how is that actually gonna take another 300 pages of book to do? So I don't know, we're gonna see, because I've still got, I think it's about 340 pages left to go of this book, but I think I'm gonna put that off until next week. I'm off work for the next 5 days, so I'm gonna just stick to reading that on my lunch breaks at work. Like, I'm enjoying it, I want to finish it, but it's not like a need, I have to keep reading it right this very instant. That's where we're at with that. But before I disappear, because this was only a quicker update, I have some book mail, so let's have a look at this. I can't show you the tab because my address is right underneath the tab, so we're just going to show you what's in here. There is a note. It's from Naomi, another book from Naomi. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. This will be the third book, Naomi. You spoil me. Thank you so much, though. It's lovely. But let's have a look what this one is. It's a big book. Oh my god, I'm kind of scared. This is huge. Ooh, Engines of Empire. This is by R.S. Ford. Oh, okay, so this is a book that I decided to put on my wish list because of Elliot Brooks. She was talking about the second book and she really, really loved it. Like, she was raving about it. She was like, more people need to get on this series. I didn't realise how big this was. Oh my god. So this is a US paperback. You can always tell because it's a bigger paperback. It's so floppy. Honestly, you guys in America, you're doing something right with your books because they are the floppiest flop. I love it. Actually, this isn't that long, surprisingly. 575 pages. And the second book is Engines of Chaos. Oh, okay, we have a glossary of everything that's going on. I am intrigued. I actually don't know what this is about. I just know that Elliot was raving about it and I was like, fine, I'll give it a try. Let's read the back of this together. We have, the nation of Torwin is run on the power of industry, and industry is run by the guilds. Chief among them are the Hawkspurs, whose responsibility it is to keep the gears of the empire turning. That's exactly why matriarch Rosamund Hawkspur sends each of her heirs to the far reaches of the nation. Connell, the eldest son, is dispatched to the distant frontier to earn his stripes in the military. It is here that he faces a threat that he could never have seen coming, the first rumblings of a revolution. Tyretta is a sorceress with the ability to channel the powers of Pyrestone, the magical resource that fuels the Empire's machines. She is sent to the mines to learn about how Pyrestone is harvested, but instead she finds the dark horrors of industry that the Empire would prefer to keep hidden. And the youngest, Fulrun, is a talented artificer and finds himself acting as a guide to a mysterious foreign emissary. Soon after, he is framed for a crime he never committed, a crime that could start a war. As the Hawkspurs grapple with the many threats that face the nation within and without, they must finally prove themselves worthy or their empire will fall apart. And apparently this is really, really good, really epic, and the second one just stakes are higher, there's more that you learn about the world and everything. So yeah, okay, well, let's give this a try. I love this vlog. This is perfect. So thank you so much, Naomi. I am very intrigued. That's everything. I've got a few things that I need to get done today, and like I said, I want to try and finish Ocean's Echo as well. So I will find you. I don't know where you're going, but I will catch up with you at the end of this video in a few moments time for yourselves, in a few days for me, and yeah, that was great book now. Oh my gosh. Right, okay, I do need to go, so let's go. Good evening. I am back from Comic-Con. It was a really good time, and there will be a separate video of everything that I got up to, the different outfits that I wore, because I did 2 different changes, which I'm quite pleased I did. I wasn't going to, but I'm pleased I did. And all the things that I bought while I was there and everything, and the book that I read. But we need to wrap up this vlog, so I'm here to tell you that I finished Ocean's Echo, and this is by Evrina Maxwell, which I would have said already, but I really enjoyed this book. It was really good. I don't think it quite hits a new favourite. There's just a couple of things that I got a little bit confused on, but I feel like if I read Winter's Orbit, because that book came first, maybe I would have a better understanding of some of the things that happened. I feel like the ending was a little bit kind of rushed in a way of the scene that happened. Like, I kind of lost it. When I was following it, it felt like I jumped somehow, like it didn't quite flow. But I think that's just because maybe I wasn't expecting it or something. But otherwise, I really, really enjoyed this book as a first like foray into adult sci-fi that I've really enjoyed. So I'm very pleased. Definitely going to try Winter's Orbit, but would recommend this one if anyone that's interested, because I know a few of you were. So yeah, I would recommend. I did very much enjoy this one. Other than that, the only other book I've read during this weekly vlog is Mother of Death and Dawn, which I didn't finish, and I haven't read any more since I last updated, but I am enjoying that book. It's not quite as good as the second book, as I mentioned. It feels a little bit drawn out, a little bit dragged out in places, so. But I will continue it with next week's vlog. So that is everything for this week. So I hope you have enjoyed. I think if you've made it this far, then put a space emoji. Do something to do with a space. It could be a spaceship, all sorts. Even an alien. Aliens are mentioned in here. It was very interesting. I do really want to learn more about this world. I definitely will be keeping an eye out for any other books that are set even like after Winter's Orbit, because I feel like it's got so much potential because it was set in a proper like space universe. There's so many things that you could do with that. So anyway, space emoji for this vlog, and thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things are really helpful to helping this channel grow. All my social media links will be linked down below, and anyone I've mentioned, and I will of course catch you in the next one.